I'm just trying to change the thumbnail, so hopefully it helps people connect a little bit better. All right. All right, so we're back. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to get out of here, where we talk about exactly what this is. And for those of you that are tuning in, today what we're going to be doing is we're building a feature similar to Radar, as you're seeing on your screen. And S just push out a brand monitoring tool, a keyword research tool inside S, but that is also available. A feature similar to that is also available on their APIs. They have endpoints for that, and we're going to be building our own tool using Lovable.Dev. If you're not familiar with Lovable, I have recorded a few videos. There is a video coming up that is a full walkthrough about what Lovable is, but in essence, Lovable is is an AI tool that develops for you based on the prompts that you provide. So it's one of the nicer AI tools out there in the market. And today we're going to be using it to build this micro SaaS. If you're watching today for the first time, thank you for watching. I really appreciate that you're here. Please like and subscribe. It helps me grow. It helps me reach more people. I really appreciate it. With that being said, we're going to jump right in. We're going to start building using Lovable, and we're going to see how far we can get. I don't know if we're going to build the whole thing or not today, depending on time. I'm planning about spending, give or take, about 1 hour. So hopefully that's more than enough time to build something decent. But we will see how far we can get, and we will go from there. If you have any questions as I am building, please let me know down in the comments below. I will do my best to answer those questions and go through the process with you, but we will see what happens. All right, so I'm going to bring back up on the screen, and this is the Lovable dashboard. So when you log in and you go to the dashboard, it's worth mentioning that I now have a premium account for Lovable. I have 100 messages. I got the lowest tier, but the difference between the free tier and the paid tier is that you get 5 messages per day on the free one, and my understanding is that you get up to 100 on the paid tier. So that's about it, but we'll see. So okay, yeah. So basically what we're going to be doing is I'm going to bring up my Notion page in which I have the prompt, and this is the full prompt, and I will be adding this to the description here in a moment. Actually, I will add it to those that are watching on YouTube. I will be adding this right now. For those of you that are watching on S, I will be adding it in a comment here in a moment. Just 1 second. I'm adding it. So if you're watching on S, should be coming up right now. Click pause, and that way, if you want to recreate this on your own, you can do so. So let's see. All right, coming back. So this is the prompt that I'm using. Basically, I'm giving all the details that it needs to know in regards to technology requirements, and so on and so forth. It's a pretty comprehensive prompt, and I will also be providing some examples of the design that I wanted to mimic. So I got this design. Of course, this is different use case, so it's not going to be the exact same design, but I like the color palette. I like the look and feel of this. So I wanted to create something along these lines. And perhaps we can create something a little bit nicer, because Lovable actually does a great job at um, creating something really nice. So I pasted the whole prompt, and I'm going to provide the two screenshots that I had taken earlier today. And I'm going to add them, and I will send this initial prompt, and I will stand by for questions that the system might have that I can answer for it. That way we can ensure that we're getting exactly what we're asking for in this build. So let's give it a minute. Let's see how. Okay, so say it needs to modify or create the following files. It gives me a list of 5 different files. Now it's updating the global styling. So it's creating all the files that it needs in order to ensure that this is a functional site. So it's working right now. It's doing its thing. So we're going to see what it comes up with. All right, so this is what we got so far. Let's take a look. This can likely be fixed. Okay. So no preview there. So we have a mobile mode, a desktop mode. That's cool. All right, so the system decided to call it S Monitor. That's completely fine. We got similar color palette than in the design that I provided. We are going to be getting sentiment analysis, recent activity, okay, and active keywords. All right, so all right, so we got some features for the same first version. Okay, time monitoring results. So we're going to change the background color to completely black. I just like that a little bit better. All right, I'm just reading right now the requirements. Okay. All right. So that looks much better. All right, so we're going to connect Supabase. And we're going to go to my dashboard on Supabase. And we're going to create a brand new project under my organization. The project name will be monitoring tool. And we're going to have this in West Virginia. We're going to create that project. We're going to authorize API access here. And we are going to connect this to Supabase. Okay. Setting up the project right now. And it's going to be the S monitoring tool. And we're going to give it a moment for it to finish setting up. Reason why is because we're not going to be able to select Supabase, I should say, this database until it is completely set up. So we're going to allow it the time while it's doing that. So we're going to create a sign up flow. So with the following requirements. Uses email address or username. Have a remember me feature. And we're going to leave it at that for now. Sign up. Sign up using email address. We're going to have a recess password functionality. So must confirm password. Let me take a look here. Set up RLS policies. Select first and last name. Let me see if I got a prompt here. I do not have a prompt. I thought I did. That would make life much easier. Page must be fully responsive for mobile and desktop. All right. Here to the current design. Follow all the security design and basically what we're doing is we're asking it to create the login and the sign up page, and it's going to okay. So we need the Supabase integration. It is right. We need to make sure that. All right, so it's ready. You're about to connect. This will give reliable context on your Supabase project to persist data, add authentication, write backend functions, and more. All right, we're going to connect this. So right now it is connecting to Supabase in the backend. It's getting all the data and information that it needs in order to ensure that it is actually connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on Supabase. And so I'm going to continue my conversation in ChatGPT. SQL for the database for this project. So we need the following tables. The user will have first name, last name, profile, image, email, address. What else are we going to use? Twitter handle, whatever, as sure, whatever the flavor of the day is. Then we are going to add, I think that's it. And then so it's going to be the keyword and the user. And then for post, it's going to link to the keyword, the user, and the post. Let's ask what else it will add. We're using O1, so it should be smart enough to tell me, to give me an idea of exactly what it would want to add. All right, so for the user table, email, Twitter handle, and okay, the day was created. Yeah, I think that's good. And we're going to take this SQL and we're going to go to the SQL editor and we're going to paste in there and we're going to run it. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Actually, we can debug with all right, I got a better idea actually. I'm going to take this whole prompt. We're going to see if Supabase AI can solve this. All right, let's see how it does. All right, let's look at the database. Okay, so actually did a really good job. How do I close this? All right. So it did a really good job. We got now an users database, keywords, and posts. That's really good. Um, let's make sure that, yeah, that's exactly what we did. Okay, so let's set up the RLS policies. Uh, so let's see how it goes. And ideally, we will have something functional today. So we're going to apply these changes. So it's trying to solve the issue, and basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to apply these row level policies to ensure that everybody is only able to access their own data. So, all right. So we're running into issues here. Let's see how it does solving them. Let's see. Oof. And this might be an issue. All right. If we get an issue again, we will disconnect Supabase and connect it again. All right. It was executed. All right. So we should be good to go on that. And now we're going to go back up and we are going to get our prompt. So let's see. So it will refactor the types file into smaller, more manageable files. The schema have been updated and the TypeScript have been refactored into small each type category and some file, making it easier to manage and update in the future. All right, that's cool. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to my prompt because I want to be able to start testing. We're going to add here um, once a user sign in, redirect to the dashboard. And the same thing is true here. So once the user signs up, redirect to the dashboard. So right now what we're creating is all the logging and the authentication to ensure that the user is able to log in when they come back and to sign up when they are new to the site. So I asked to create everything, including all the logic and everything else that goes behind the login process. Of course, there are many things that could have been added to it, but taking it one step at a time and seeing exactly how we can accomplish this. So right now is creating the authentication pages in the components. All right, so it looked like we have on this authentication system. All right, so it did everything. All right, so there's an error. Okay, so it's testing, and we're going to see. While it's doing that, let me take a look here. All right, it looked like the error is nope. So the cool thing is that yesterday Lovable pushed out an update, and this is truly amazing. They push out an update, and every time it tries to fix an issue, it's not going to charge you credits. So the messages that you have available, they're not going to be charged when it's trying to fix an issue, and it's making the system better by understanding what it's doing wrong and what it can do better. I truly love this because it allows you to save some money. It allows you to build better projects and improve the system as it's working. It looked like it's running into the same issue. Uh, Actually, I think the issue might be me. I forgot to. We're going to let it run this one, but I think the issue was me. I didn't click something. If you're watching today, right now, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It helps me reach more people. These tools are truly amazing, and I want to spread the word. I am not a developer. I actually come from the no code world. I have been using Bubble for the last 6 years. For the last 3, 4 years, I have been developing products using Bubble to help small businesses launch their portfolio business. But I truly believe in these tools. Tools like Lovable are truly amazing, and I want to spread the word to as many people as possible because this will be revolutionary. This will allow many people around the world to launch their own businesses because you can connect to Supabase, you can connect to Stripe, and in just a few hours, you will be able to launch your own business. There is nothing ever in history that had allowed many people to launch their own business just by writing prompts, and you, me, and everybody else have it. So please help me spread the word. Let's see what it said. Let me help resolve this step under the section correctly instead of using supported. We not use after successfully. And when the remember me option is checked, it should solve the TypeScript error while maintaining the desired functionality. Okay. So let's have it refactor. One thing I have learned is that you should not just go and click and continue. Read what it's telling you. It will give you tips. It will give you best practices. So right now it's telling me, hey, perhaps you want me to refactor this into a smaller component for better maintainability. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Um, so I'm going to just copy this and I will send it. And this will ensure that we have a lightweight code that is doing really good, and we don't have to worry about issues later on. So again, my experience writing code is really limited. Um, I know HTML, CSS, some JavaScript, some Python, but I will not sit down and write code when I can use tools like this. And before, I would not sit down and write code because I could use tools like Bubble. So it's, this is truly amazing. Hi, it's being refactored. Let's see if we are able to access this on a different page. We're going to sign up. So all right, we're using strong password. We're creating the account. And we're going to take a screenshot of this. We're going to go back. All right. I just got an email on Supabase. Let's see what this is all about. So this is going to confirm my email. So we're going to copy this, paste it down here. I'm going to try to sign in, maybe. Let's go to Supabase and see what we have. The authentication, we have an user. Okay, is there. Let's see the logs. All right, let's go back here. All right, we need to figure out what the heck happened here. So I know that it had told me before that perhaps I want to disable email verification. Let's go back to Supabase. So let's ask ChatGPT how to do that because I got no idea. Open your project, authentication settings. Okay. Okay, we're there. General settings and disable. Well, one of these will have the answer. So it's not there. Enable email confirmations. How do I disable this? All right, so okay, so we're not going to change that. All right, cool. That was really easy after I figured out. All right, so we're going to again try this one more time. So when I log in, it takes me to a blank screen. Please visit. So I don't know why it's taking me to a blank screen. It's quite annoying, but hopefully we can fix this relatively easily. All right, let's try this again. All right, we're going to create settings page. So we're going to create a settings page with a few tabs. User settings. Allows user to change first, last name, profile image, email address, and Twitter handle, security. So allows user to change their password. API setup allows user to add their Twitter API keys. And billing, manage all the plan and billing are related information. Oh, I just realized something. You're not able to see that. All right, I think that's much better for you to see. So right now we added on the prompt. Um, link this page to the settings tab on the sidebar. All right, let's see how it does. So basically, we're going to create the settings section, um, so we can manage the name and everything else. So this is what we have so far. Um, Quite nice, if you ask me. But we need to create something much better. All right, we're going to apply this change. So it's going to create another table on Supabase to ensure that we can save the API keys. It's working on that. So let's see what it does here in a moment. Still working. Still creating everything that it needs to create. So let's give it a while. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. All right, so with all the request types and link to the sidebar, the page includes user profile management, security settings, Twitter API integration, and a placeholder for billing features. Uh, Creating the settings page and its components since your login page. All right, so I need to get out of here to get back to the dashboard. All right, let's take a look. Let's refresh this page. All right, it's refresh. Oh, okay, that's pretty nice. So let's change this data. Let's refresh and make sure that it gets saved. All right, so it didn't save. So what I'm asking it to do is to make sure that the data gets saved on Supabase. There's no point if the data will be kept from being added there. So let's see. All right. it's still working. So okay, make sure the data filled with data in the database. Let's go here and let's take a look at the users. There is no user. That's interesting. All right, let's see. Aquí, basic stuffing. All right, that's cool. So let's try to go to the dashboard. So on this settings page, and also let's see if it's just trying to change the code here. Perhaps that's a possibility, but I don't really know. So we will have to try this and see. And then after this, what we're going to do is we're going to actually create an account, because I don't think there's an account created. We're going to delete this user and go back and create an user. Let's see on Superbase. Let's see our users. So let's allow it to visit. And the error is that it's not email, it's email underscore address. So we're going to let it run and see if it's okay. It's fixed. No biggie. All right, let's sign up here so we can make sure that just need to remember the password so I don't. All right, so it ran into an issue, and let's try to solve it. Let's go here, refresh, and go to authentication, delete this user. We're going to go back. That we need to add. Okay. All right, we're going to apply the changes. So basically, what the issue was that the user could not see their own data when the row level policies were applied. So we need to change that to allow them to see their own data. I mean, it's their own data. With that being said, the system figured out exactly what I needed to do, and it fixed the issue. So we are able to run with it. Okay, let's see what's next. All right, so the next step will be to try to sign up again. So and that's why we do these things. We're not going to save that because we want to make sure that. All right, so you got the data. We're going to, okay, profile is being updated. Let's make sure. Oh, crap. labs.com. No space. We're going to save it. Whatever. All right, it was saved. We're good. So API setup, billing settings. Okay, so now we got everything that we need here. We're going to work on the keywords. The keywords page. This page must have the following. App update and or delete keywords. So we're going to do a table that has the ability to add and update, view amount of posts come up for that keyword, last time check timestamp, and we are also going to add the keyword itself. And anything else you will recommend. We're going to have a table with similar keywords. Actually, when the user clicks on a keyword, a pop-up comes up with a list of similar keywords along with the keyword they are tracking and all relevant data we can get for them. And we're going to give it some free reign. To this page. We're going to allow it to figure out exactly what I need to add. So give it a baseline. Hey, I need this, this, and that. I need a keyword. I need that table that have all this information. But what else can you give me? And we're going to let it work and let it do its thing in the background. Right now, it's applying the migration, is creating some new keywords in the backend. Some updates to the database in the backend to the keyword table. Now I can proceed with implementing keyword page where the request feature. Let me know when you would like me to implement the UI. So go on and do what you need to do. So right now, it completed the database changes. So right now, what it's doing is implemented the changes to the UI to ensure that that is doing exactly what it needs to do. While it's doing that, I just need to do something here to the side. So it is working on the code, making sure that it's adding on the user interface to the code and making sure it's adding what it needs to add in order for it to create the user interface and all the logic behind it. All right, just making sure the light is not going to go out. It's a little bit dark here. All right, so he created on the keywords page. It has a responsive table, functionality to add, edit, and delete for keywords, detailed view, showing the keywords. All right. Those notifications, loading states, and empty state. I ran into an issue. Let's allow it to fix it. It got an error handling and clean intuitive UI with animations. So yes, React. All right, so let's go back and so there was a second error. So now it's going back and hopefully it can figure out what it's doing. Like I mentioned before, Lovable just released a new update that allows the system to fix the issue without consuming your credits. So it doesn't really matter how many times we hit the fix this issue button. It's not going to cost us anything. Sorry, which one? Hooks are used issue. All right, so let's see. All right, so we can know keywords. So post count, last check, created. So here we enter the keyword and here we add it. All right, cool. Okay. All right, so I think we're fairly done with the UI. Now we're going to jump into the API portion. This might be the most complicated one, so we will go step by step, trying to figure out exactly how we can get the most out of it and how we can get it done. So I'm going to open this just in case. Um, on the S Twitter API. So we will do the bring your own key. So every user will have to provide their own API keys. Start the API config. So let's start with API configuration. Let's see how it does. So right now it's creating the Twitter Edge function, I should say. So it's working on the backend to make sure that everything that it needs to do is done. And the Twitter API configuration will bring your own key approach. Implementation includes a secure form for users to input their Twitter API credentials, storage credentials in the system database fields, a new Edge function for Twitter API operations, and for validation error handling, and helpful description for users to locate. Key. We're going to click the Edge functions. Okay. I'm trying to. I don't know what I need to do, so we're going to ask. It's going to take for a little bit. So we're going to use this project. All right, we're going to go back. I think this was set up as read and write, but yep, read and write. So consumer key and consumer secret. All right, we actually don't need. Oh, all right, we're going to create a new one. So we're going to go back to the developer portal. We are going to go to overview. And we are going to delete this app. I do not need it. is going to get deleted. We're going to add a new app and under the same name. So this is API key, API secret. I will delete this in a moment. Then the error token. And maybe the app ID. I don't know. I only work with this. So these are the only credentials I get. Let's see if. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to go to settings, API setup. Since we have already added everything onto the database, we can start adding this secret and the access token and the access token secret. And we're going to save this API key. And we're going to make sure that we're going to upload my logo just because. All right, I think we are good. Oh, yeah, we need to user authentication. And to ensure they work. And would you like me to guide you through? No, we're not going to do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back now to the endpoint URL. And we're going to add this here. Labs.com. All right, we're going to save this. No. Require for the so now I'm going to ask for the system to set up the endpoints. Let's see how it does. So we have a function that can verify credentials and handle API operations. Okay. A function that handles API action with two main points: verify credentials and send to it. Function include, go out, course. Okay. Now use function. All right, so let's see where are we at. All right, so let me log in here really quick. Let's go to the login page. Okay, it's actually auth. And we're going to sign in. Oh, let me see if it's that. All right, so we're going to go back. Okay, we get that. We have all the data saved. Okay, let's see what is doing wrong. So it's saying that it's failing to. All right, so it's failing to update the credentials. So give me an error, so we're going to allow it to figure out exactly what's going on. While it's doing this, if you're watching right now, please consider liking and subscribing. Liking my video will help me reach more people. I'm truly passionate about this whole AI coding. So I would ask that you please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. But if not, no harm, no foul is what it is. All right, we're not going to save this. Uh, um, so let's see. All right, so it didn't solve the issue. So we're going to let it try again. So it's giving it a good old try one more time. All right, let's see what it does. So it's going step by step, looking at the error. Mm, showing we're getting these crashes. All right, so let's try to update credentials again. It failed again. So let's take a look at the logs. Um, all right, so let's give it the error and see if we can do a better job. Okay. Let's allow it think, supposedly. It found what the issue is, so I want to allow it to go through the process and hopefully it can create a fix for it. Right now, I'm really impressed on what we have done so far. Well, it's actually, I don't want to mess it up. So, all right, so we're going to refactor that in a moment. All right, so that fix, um, we're going to refactor this just to make sure the code is easy to manage and handle. Mm, So should take a moment. Let's take a look. All right, so it's refactoring the whole code, making sure that we get everything that we need. codes and down more organized. Okay. Okay, let's make sure it's working. All right. Credentials are working as expected. All right, so what we're going to do now is close this. What we're going to do now is we are going, okay, go on to the next endpoint. So ideally, the next endpoint will be the one that's set up on the call. So right now it's going to implement the endpoint for sending tweets. So let's see how it does. As always, if you don't mind, subscribe, like this video, help me reach more people. That way I can continue making great videos. Right now we're setting up a monitoring page for S/Twitter. The code now supports both verifying credentials and sending tweets while maintaining better organization separation. Shit looks so now let's create a functionality that allows user to start tracking their keywords in S. Using the API. So let's see how it does. All right, it's working its way down the list. Okay, so what it's doing is it's creating the functionality to track the keywords. So since we're on the same page, first we need to ensure the users have provided their Twitter API credentials. Looking at the double schema, I see we already have the necessary fields in the users table for storing Twitter credentials. Okay, so let's apply these changes. And let's fix this issue, whatever it was. Then we're doing great right now. I think it's actually working relatively smooth, applying all the changes. So I want to apply these changes. So now that it has checked the column in place, I will wait for instruction. Like since you work on. So we're going to add the API configurations. Let's see how it goes. think we're doing relatively good. We are at the 1.5 hour. We'll do a little bit more just to make sure that we are in a decent spot. Then we'll stop, pick it up another day. So I would help you add a Twitter API configuration section to the setting page that allows users to verify the Twitter credentials. I've updated the API settings tab to include credentials verification, improve the UI with status indicators. The change included a verification status indicator that shows when credentials are verified. So basically, right now, I ask for a change to add a Twitter configuration section to the test and verify the credentials. So add a loading state during the verification, created a Twitter API edge function to verify the credentials, improve the error handling and user feedback, add a password input field for better security. So now it's going to save and verify the keys rather than only saving them. And the credentials are not verified before being saved, and users get immediate feedback about the API configuration status. Great. We're going to go to step 2, which suggested that we add controls to manage keyword tracking settings. So we're going to allow to do that. And lastly, it's going to add a way to manually trigger keyword checks. So it's doing its magic in the back end. We will see how it goes. I think we're doing really good so far. So, and we've been BSing a lot. So, okay. All right, so I got this error. Then step by step how to fix it and do it. All right, I don't know why it didn't prompt me to fix it. It was supposed to, but I just prompted manually and it's doing its thing. So that's good enough for me. Another issue. I want to try to fix this one. Let's allow it a little bit of time. So what was the issue? All right, so expecting a number, it was adding a test. All right, now that we have the keywords, automatic checking every 60 seconds. Okay, all right, that's great. The last one, we're going to implement the actual keyword checking knowledge. Oh, okay. Let's see. Where was I? I want to finish with my first list first. Let's add these to at least list of tasks, but I want to finish with the ones that I actually started working on. We're going to add a way. Okay. So the cool thing with this is that it's going to go every day or every 60 minutes on S and see if there is a brand new post containing those keywords. And it's going to do it automatically using the user, what is it called, API keys. So I don't have to pay for the API. So it's a bring your own key solution kind of thing. And then you don't have to pay for $16, I believe it is, or $18 for as Premium Plus, because hey, you got it for free here, right? To manually trigger checks in the keyword setting component, we will need to create an edge function to handle. So keyword loading. Okay, let's go back before we lose track. Okay. I'm just looking for. Okay. This is what we need to do. This is the main thing that we're trying to accomplish. We need that functionality. So, but we're still working on the settings page. So for demonstration, but you can extend it to implementation. All right. So the next one we're going to have is we're going to create a table to store user's preference. And we're going to apply these changes. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to determine whether or not the user prefers to how do you call it? To do the checks at certain intervals or how often. And it's going to make sure that we are keeping up with that. So this is going to get stored in Supabase. So I ran into an issue. Let's see if we can fix it by itself. Like I said, it can do a whole lot. So let's see where we're standing right now. All right, so look like the issue was fixed. Yep. Experiencing wrong, but got none. So we're going to refactor. So we don't get a huge file that we cannot handle later on. Light went off. Let's see. Interesting. All right, I guess it's time to charge. We have been up for quite a while. We have been up for about 2 hours now, so it's been a long time. So an hour and 42 minutes, actually, I should say. So let's see. All right. So we're done with this one. And we're going to make sure that we're setting up a way for them to get checked at those intervals. Okay, so right now it's doing exactly what we needed to do. So let's allow it a little bit more space and time to get those done. Um, all right, let's see. All right, the migration has been applied. All right, so it's done at super base, so that's good. Okay, so this is complete. And now for the last one, we're going to implement the actual keyword checking logic. So this is the bread and butter of this app. So it's doing its magic in the background. Right. Again, we have an almost full SaaS in an hour and 45 minutes. From here, we're going to implement Stripe payments, and off we go to the races. Implemented the keyword checking logic in the function. The function now fetches users who have auto check enabled and have Twitter API credentials set up for each user's keyword. Call the Twitter API to search for new mentions, store any new posts found in the database, updates last check timestamp for keywords. All right. So there are no keywords. We have completed all the settings portion. And now we're going to go into the keywords portion. So we're going to close this one. We're going to now add this one. To store to repeat. All right, I think this is done. I don't know why it's asking me to do that. Pretty sure that was done before. Yeah, all of this is done. I think we should be good. Just allow it to. Yeah, the policy already says. Okay. When I click the add keyword on the pop-up, this keyword needs to be saved on the database and added to the Q2B track. All right, so basically, whenever we add a keyword here, click the button, it needs to be saved on the database, and it needs to be on the queue to start being tracked. So we're going to allow it a moment. All right, and we're going to ask the system so what am I missing? So let's allow the system to tell me exactly what needs to get done. I think we're pretty set up, other than, of course, Stripe. But we're at 1 hour and 49 minutes, and we have done a really amazing job at setting up this project. Well, I say we, Lovable has done a really amazing job. It's truly a game changer. Thank you for tracking the edge function set up to expand it with the actual tutorial API integration. Of 10 to 15 tasks. So let's see what it says. We just need a list of tasks that I can prompt it. All right, so we're going to add this to Notion and see which ones we want. Implement WebSocket subscription to automatically refresh the keywords table when changes occur. All right, so we're going to do them one by one. Actually, we're going to let it pick which one is the most crucial one. I'm pretty sure you can do that. right, I agree. So the most important one is doing the updates to the table, real-time updates. So we're going to allow it to get that done, and which is this one. Filtering, sorting, export functionality, enhanced status indicator, pagination and performance, system analytics, enhanced handling, user notifications, keyword categories, API rate limiting, having about settings and documentations. Okay. We're going to apply these changes, whatever it was. I didn't read it. Let's see, implement the real-time updates for the keyword page. Now when change score, keyword table, keywords update, deletion table will automatically refresh without requirement intervention. So add a console login to help track the subscription status and incoming changes. Please review the proof. Okay. Now, all right, so includes WebSocket subscriptions, user-specific filtering to only show relevant updates, automatic table refresh, status notifications. All right, so that was a feature that was already there. So all right, so I think the next one we should add is the keyword validation. So basically, you don't want the user to add to the same keywords twice. And we want to make sure that they stay within the length, a decent length, and we don't want special characters to affect how these keywords are searched. So we're going to apply these changes to make sure that it's changed in the database. So we're going to let it work. It's magic in the backend and see what we can get out of this. So it's working. It's doing its magic. All right, up to 50 characters, only numbers, letters, spaces, and hyphens. Okay. And okay, so no duplicates. And it automatically trim white space. All right, that's awesome. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the keywords page and we're going to search for Lovable.Dev. Okay, let's add it here. Only contains letter, number, spaces. Lovable AI. So it has never been checked. Okay. All right, that worked, and there are no issues there. So I don't know what it did. I'm going to refresh this page. So Lovable AI. You already added this keyword, so yep, it's working correctly. But let's add the next feature. And we want to allow them to add more than one at a time. So we will ask Lovable to create that for us. Mm-mm. Let's see. All right. So this is not functional right now, but all right, that's good. Real time is added. Actually, what I actually want is to be able to add more than one. Allows to add more than one keyword at a time. So let's see how it goes. It's creating that functionality right now. Let's see where we get on this one. So we got an error. We're going to ask to fix it, just like we have been doing in the past. It should allow us to get a fix and hopefully get a decent outcome. All right, so it has refactored the code. Mismatch. All right, so we still got an issue. We're going to fix it. Again, you know, just to fix this issue, all we have to do is we have to ask the system to do it for us. So interface. All right, let's fix it. This time is an issue with the interface, so that's supposed to be fairly easy to fix. Another issue. And we're solving these issues one at a time, so should not be a big deal. All right, I really like this. Now we can do a single or a batch. Okay. So let's try to add a batch. V0, Replit Agents, cursor, and add them all. All right, so we ran into an issue, so I'm going to save this because it's going to refresh really soon. All right, so it's fixing the issue right now. It should not take that long. All right, I need a second. All right, so let's see how we did. So let's add the same batch. We got another error. Huh. Okay, am I receiving? It's what gives the row string value. Okay, so I think the error is fixed this time. Yep. So now we can add more than one keyword at a time. I think this is pretty impressive what we have built. And short of having a billing completed, I think this is a fairly good product so far. This one was another one that I wanted to implement. So we're going to do that. And who knows, maybe I will launch this as a SaaS application here in the near future, a micro SaaS, who knows. Let me know down in the comments below if you would like something like this, a way for you to track keywords in S. Perhaps in the future, even some other social media applications. So he's doing his thing, he's working in the background, and now so now they can create categories and view existing categories, delete categories. So let's go here, keywords. So, okay, so there are categories down there, and they can create them and add them. All right, while this is doing its magic, let's look at what other things we can add. I like the rate limiting. I definitely need to add that. The user notifications, I think that's going to be really important. I think we need to track their history and trends. I think trends is going to be important as well. Performance and pagination. Okay. I think we can do these two at once we have faced this issue. Okay. Enter category name, create category. Category has been created. Oh, we even get, oh, that's cool. Okay. All right, that's good. I'm going to go back here. So we're going to add that by adding visual indicators, tracking state. Also, show one keywords being checked and display the errors. So I think this is solid. All right, so now we're just making sure that we are creating something solid, really solid base. I can tell you right now, Lovable is a monster of a system. Is one of the best. I really like what I get out of Replit Agents, but today Lovable is blowing my mind, and I can tell you that this has been a really amazing way for me to realize that the future is with Lovable, Replit Agents, perhaps Cursor. Bolt.new is not too far behind. V0 is improving. I think that we will have fully functional apps relatively soon. So right now it's working in the background. I'm getting editing files. So let's see. All right, we got an error. Let's fix that error. And now I'm truly impressed by what this is doing. I mean, think about it. I went from a blank screen to writing a prompt to having this really nice. I don't know if I like that status. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I really like that. It just looks weird on the other side. Okay. All right, we're going to refactor this. All right, so I noticed that it did the check a minute ago, but it's not bringing any posts. That's an issue. So we will have to go back and make sure that we can figure out how to solve that one. All right, let's make sure that I did everything. So pagination, serve side, finish. Scroll, learn more functionality, optimize queries for large data sets. And well, for trains there, so show when a keyword is being checked and display or stay if check files. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I notice the keywords were checked about a minute ago, but no posts were brought in. Make sure the Twitter endpoints to verify posts contains the keywords being checked is working in configure. Also, please check if we need to configure any other endpoints for this API. All right, so I noticed that the system checked about a minute ago, but it didn't bring any posts. So I need to make sure that this is working correctly. So right now, what the system is doing is it's going to check that number one, the API endpoints that we have already configured is working correctly as intended. That's number one. Number two, we're going to make sure that if there are any other API endpoints for S, meaning Twitter, that we need to configure, that is configuring them, because we don't want to run into this issue once more. That would be defeating the purpose. We have the Twitter API setup. We have implemented the actual keyword search functionality in the X function. So the functionality is not created. Check to properly search Twitter for posts. Then you need to know the functionality is ship to API to search for recent tweets containing your keywords. When tweets are found, they are stored in your post table. The last time check. Okay. Make sure rewrite permission, verify the Twitter API credentials are safe, and okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to refresh this page, and we are going to force the system to check. And we're going to check right now. Because So oof, that's a really nice feature. All right. Oof. I really want to keep playing with this. So when I click on the keyword, a pop-up comes up. I want the following changes to that pop-up. So an easy way to add those keywords to be tracked. Let's see what else. Let's update it. Should also contain time and the time zone. Add more similar keywords. We should have close to this. Add any other relevant data you can find. When I click on those keywords, let's open the search page with the how do you call that? So I can see the search results. Make sure the query sort them by most recent. All right, I think that will be a killer feature. I'm getting excited. Let's see. So let's see how it goes. All right, so since this pop-up is larger than my screen, it needs to be scrollable. I need to be able to scroll up and down. And I will show you what I'm talking about. Like, you see, I cannot scroll. I cannot see what is down here. I cannot see the close button up here. Now, this is exactly what we want, but it's not allowing me to scroll. And that doesn't do any good for me. All right, so right now it's doing its check in the background. Hopefully, we get something. All right, hey, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Wow, this is insane. So 65% trending score. I don't know how it's calculating any of this, but yeah, that's really nice. This is exactly what I needed to do. Okay. Well, we have reached the end of this live today. I am truly impressed with Lovable. I am extremely happy with the product that we have created. It's been 2 hours and 23 minutes, and I can tell you that this is um, truly amazing product. Um, yeah, I got no words. Like this is nice. But if you like what you're seeing, if you like these videos, please like, subscribe. It really helps me reach more people. If you're building something that you're proud of, tag me on Twitter or on S. My handle is jvasquez2022. I would love to see what you're building. I really appreciate your time that you took sitting down here with me and watching this 2 hours and 24 minutes video. I really hope you have a great rest of your day and that you can build something truly amazing. Until the next one.